Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Vidya Aradhana Academy, a premier institute for NEET and JEE coaching, which is located in Latur, Maharashtra. Today, we are going through the previous year questions, which was asked in the NEET examinations. And here we are discussing the topic that is molecular basis of inheritance, a very important chapter and a very high weightage chapter that we are going through. So please go through it very clearly. So here, first let us start with the 2020 questions. So which of the following statements is correct? So which is correct? So here they have given four options. Adenine pairs with thymine. And here how many hydrogen bonds are present between them? In one option they said 2. In one option they said that only 1. In another option they said 3 hydrogen bonds are there. In another option they said that there is no pairing at all. So what will be the correct answer here? So here adenine pairs with thymine through 2 hydrogen bonds. In the similar way, guanine pairs with cytosine, and here 3 hydrogen bonds will be present. Okay, please remember this. Next one, name the enzyme that facilitates opening of DNA helix during transcription. This is very, very important. If we are talking about DNA replication, the 2 DNA strands will be separated with the help of DNA helicase. But here they are not asking for DNA replication, they are asking for transcription. So in the NCERT, clearly they have mentioned about RNA polymerase enzyme. RNA polymerase enzyme is required for synthesis of RNA. There in the NCERT clearly they have mentioned that it somehow facilitates opening of 2 DNA strands during transcription. What is that it? That it they're mentioning about RNA polymerase. So option 4. So the answer here is option 4. Please remember this, very, very important. Next one, if the distance between 2 consecutive base pairs is 0.34 nanometers and the total number of base pairs of DNA double helix in a typical mammalian cell is 6.6 into 10 to the power 9 base pairs, then the length of DNA is approximately. Simply multiply these two. So whatever the value you are getting, so please convert that into meters. You will get 2.244 meters. So answer is option 3. Please remember this, 2.2 meters. Please remember here, in the 11th class, under the cell chapter, under the nucleus, there what they gave, approximately 2 meters of length of DNA is present in each cell. That's what they have given. But anyhow, here they have clearly given the data. So please multiply this, you will get 2.244. That is the reason why answer is option 3, not option 1. Okay, next one. Next one is the first phase of translation is during the process of translation. What is the first step that is occurring? So this is amino acylation of tRNA. What is the meaning of this amino acylation of tRNA? Means to the tRNA amino acid is attached. So that is the first step that is occurring. Okay, next one, identify the basic amino acid from the following. See, under the packaging of DNA, there they have clearly mentioned that DNA is interacting with positively charged proteins called histones, and these histones are rich in positively charged amino acids called lysine and arginine. So from that line they have asked this. So lysine, anyhow they did not give the arginine, lysine amino acid they have given. So this is the positively charged or basic amino acid, that is. So the answer is option 2. Okay, next one, purines found in both DNA and RNA. So what are these? So these are adenine and guanine. So anyhow these are present in both DNA and RNA, and purines means we are studying only these two. So anyhow answer is option 3. Next one, under which of the following conditions there will be no change in the reading frame of the following mRNA. So they have given one mRNA sequence. Anyhow in the examination they did not separate into 3, but for our convenience I have separated that into 3 because each codon has 3 nucleotides. So that's why we have separated like this. Now we will go through it. Deletion of GGU from 7th, 8th and 9th positions. So when we are removing this, that means the 3 nucleotides whatever we are removing, and these 3 are belonging to one codon. So even though we are removing this, the reading frame will not be affected, and that is the question that they are asking. So the answer is option 1 itself. But anyhow we will go through remaining options also. Insertion of G at 5th position. See, after the A is 4th position. No? After this, suppose you are introducing another one at 5th position, and that is G. Then what happens? See, here when we are adding some nucleotides or deleting some nucleotides, reading frame will be affected. And that too, mainly additional deletion of 1 nucleotide, additional deletion of 2 nucleotides will seriously affect the reading frame. Yes or no? So here we are adding 1. So it will, from here onwards, entire reading frame will be affected. So that cannot be the answer. Next one, Deletion of G at the 5th position. From the 5th position, if you are removing the G, what happens? Entire reading frame will be affected. From there onwards, not the before. Okay? So that's the reason why this is also not the answer. Insertion of A and G at 4th and 5th positions respectively. So here A and G, if you are adding here at 3 and 4th, from there also the entire sequence will be affected. So what will be the correct answer for this? So here the answer is option 1. So please remember here, when we are removing one complete codon, so remaining codons will not be affected, so reading frame will not be affected, but finally one amino acid will be lesser. Okay, please remember this. Next one, which of the following features of genetic code does allow bacteria to produce human insulin by recombinant DNA technology? This is very important application type of question, so listen carefully regarding this one. See here what we are doing, see we are isolating the human gene and then we are introducing into the bacteria, but still we are getting the human insulin protein only. And how this is possible? And this is possible because of nearly universal nature of genetic code. See, whatever the codons that we are having, the same codons are present in the bacteria also, and whatever is the codon coding for the amino acid, even in the bacteria also the same codon will code for same amino acid. That is the reason why we are able to introduce gene from any organism into any other host organism, so that we are able to produce our protein of interest. So that is the reason why recombinant DNA technology is mainly based on this property of genetic code. Yes or no? That is the reason why we can take any gene of interest and we can introduce into any host, and ultimately we can get our proteins, interested proteins. Yes or no? So that's why answer is option 4. Please remember this. Next one. So here they have given for the matching. So simply this is I gene. With respect to the lac operon, they are asking lac I will code for repressor. Okay, I means it is inhibitor, not inducer. That point also clearly they have mentioned. Next one, lac Z will produce beta galactosidase, lac A will produce transacetylase, and lac Y will produce permease. So that's why answer is this one. Okay, next one, expressed sequence tags. See, under Human Genome Project, under the methodologies, they have mentioned about 2 different methodologies. One is regarding sequence annotation. What is the sequence annotation means? If we are getting the complete sequence of entire chromosome, or for all the chromosomes from the first nucleotide to the last nucleotide, that is called as sequence annotation. That is one method. So in this method, we will get the complete nucleotide sequence. But there is another method that is called EST, expressed sequence tags. So in this, what we will get? See, here in the chromosome, many genes are present. Yes or no? And please remember, in a particular cell, all the genes will not express. Only some genes will express. Only we will get the RNA of those genes only. And in this way, if you are observing the entire organism, only the genes will express. What about the non-genomic region? That means intergenic region. Between 2 genes, that portion is not producing any RNA. Then how we will know the sequence of that? So we cannot know that. So that is the reason why in the Human Genome Project, they did not proceed with EST. They have ultimately done sequence annotation only. But anyhow, they have mentioned regarding the EST. What is this EST? Expressed sequence tags. That means genes will express and they will produce the RNAs. So based on that, we will get the sequence of DNA. From the RNA, we will get the sequence of DNA. That is called expressed sequence tags. So here genes express as RNAs. So this is the correct answer. Okay. Next one. The experimental proof for semi-conservative replication of DNA was first shown in, it was shown in E. coli by Michelson and Stahl. So that's why the answer is bacteria. Yes or no? Next one. Select the correct match. So here ribozyme is nucleic acid. Yes, RNA acting as an enzyme is called ribozyme. So RNA is nucleic acid. So ribozyme is nucleic acid. This is the correct match. Anyhow, we will see the remaining. F2 is crossed with recessive parent and they are calling this as dihybrid cross. No. F2 crossing with recessive parent, this is called simply as test cross. And here they did not mention whether it is for single character or 2 characters. Then how we will definitely say that it is only dihybrid? It can be monohybrid, trihybrid also. Yes or no? So, but the expected and the correct answer should be test cross here. But anyhow, they did not give that. So this is the wrong match. Next one. T.H. Morgan transduction. No. T.H. Morgan is related to experimental proof for chromosomal basis of inheritance and he worked on Drosophila. Yes or no? Transduction type of experiments were done by Hershey and Chase. In the molecular basis of inheritance, we studied this one. Yes? So Gregor Mendel, in the principles of inheritance, we have studied this. So Mendel worked on pea plant and he did some hybridization type of experiments. And the transformation type of experiments were performed by Griffith. So these are not matched, only the option 1 is correct. Yes or no? Next one. Select the correct statement. Franklin Stahl coined the term linkage. This is wrong because who actually coined the term linkage? It is T.H. Morgan. So this is wrong statement. Punnett square was developed by a British scientist. Yes, Punnett, he is a British scientist. So this statement is correct. Next one. Spliceosomes take part in translation. This is wrong. What is the function of spliceosomes? Spliceosomes will involve in post-translational modification in eukaryotes. Please remember, this point is also very important. In the prokaryotes, splicing will not occur. What is actually the splicing means? Removal of introns so that only the exons will be attached. Yes or no? So that process is called as splicing. So splicing takes part, spliceosomes will take part in post-transcriptional modification but not in translation. So this statement is also wrong. Yes or no? Next one. Transduction was discovered by Altman, that's what they have given, and this is wrong. Transduction was actually discovered by Lederberg and Zinder. So anyhow, this experiment is not there in NCERT, but please remember this is the wrong statement. So out of all these 4, so only option 2 is correct. Yes or no? Next one. So next, we will go through they have given one particular sequence, and this is a sequence from the coding strand of the gene. Please remember this. What is coding? What is non-coding? What is template? What is non-template? All these are very important. So this is the sequence of coding strand. What will be the corresponding sequence of the transcribed mRNA? Very, very important point. Suppose there are 2 strands. Suppose this is the template strand and this will be the non-template strand. And the non-template is called as coding or sense strand. Please remember here. Template is producing mRNA complementary to this. But the important point is the produced mRNA and the coding strand will have the exactly same sequence. Please remember here, coding strand sequence and mRNA sequence are same, except for T that is present in the coding strand, U that is present in the mRNA. So now you just match it. So here A, G, G. Here T is there, here U is there. A, here T is there, here U is there. C, G, C, here A, here A. Here T, here U. So now you just go through this. Here option 1 is exactly matching with this except for T and U. That means this is the mRNA that is produced from this coding strand. That's it. So the answer is option 1. That's it. Okay. Next one. Many ribosomes may associate with single mRNA to form multiple copies of polypeptide simultaneously. Such strings of ribosomes are termed as, actually this point was given in the cell chapter and it is related to MBA, so we are discussing here. See here, to the single mRNA many ribosomes will attach, and this we are observing in prokaryotes, and this condition is called polyribosome condition, or this is simply called as polysome condition. That's it. Okay. Next one. Select the correct match. Alec Jeffreys, Streptococcus pneumonia. No. On the Streptococcus pneumonia, actually who worked? Griffith worked on this. Next one. Hershey and Chase, they worked on T2 bacteriophage, not TMV. So this is also incorrect match. Next one. Michelson and Stahl, they worked on E. coli bacterium to prove that DNA replication is semi-conservative, but they gave Pisum sativum. So Mendel actually worked on Pisum sativum. So this is also incorrect match. Next one. Jacob and Monod, so they have actually proposed about the prototype of operon, that is Lacopron, and that is the correct matching. So the answer is option 4. Clear? Next one. All of the following are part of an operon except. So please remember, whenever we are studying about the operon, some students are getting confused. See, when we are taking the Lacopron, most of the students are thinking that only Lac promoter, operator, Z, Y, A. Only these are part of Lacopron. Please remember, in the NCERT clearly they have mentioned not only this. LAC-I repressor, that means the gene that is regulating this is also part of operon. So that's why the main genes and also regulatory, all of them together will form one operon. Please remember this. So anyhow, here we will see operator, yes, we can understand. Structural genes, promoter. So all these are part of operon, but not the enhancer. Enhancers are some sequences which are present far away from the gene, and they will help in transcription to occur. Okay, and these are not part of operon. Please remember this one. So the answer is option 3. Okay. Next one. The association of histone H1 with a nucleosome indicates that. Please remember here what they are saying is, see, when the H1 histone is associated with DNA, that means DNA is wrapped around the histone proteins. Then whatever is the entry and exit points are present. So at that location, actually this H1 histone is attached. Suppose this is histone octamer core and here the DNA is wrapped like this. Now here we are drawing H1 histone like this. Yes or no? See, when H1 histone is present like this, that means the DNA is coiled around the histone octamer. That means it is having the tight association with histone octamer core. That means it is not transcriptionally active and it is present in the form of chromatin. So that is the basic point that we need to understand. So DNA replication is occurring. This is wrong one. When DNA replication is occurring, DNA has to dissociate from histone proteins. Then only the DNA polymerase enzyme can associate with DNA. So that's why this is not correct. The DNA is condensed into a chromatin fiber. Yes, this is correct. The DNA double helix is exposed. It is not exposed. Exposed means what? It is not having associated with histone proteins. That is the meaning of exposed. But it is associated with histone proteins, so it is not exposed. Transcription is occurring. No. When transcription has to occur or when replication has to occur, it should not have interaction with histone proteins. So that's why answer is option 2. Yes or no? Please remember these simple concepts. Very, very important. Next one is the final proof for DNA as the genetic material came from the experiments of. Please remember here. Sometimes here some students are confused with option 2 and 1. Please remember in the NCERT clearly they have mentioned who first proved that DNA is a genetic material. Most of the students are writing that Hershey and Chase, and that is wrong. Who first experimentally proved that DNA is genetic material? It is Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy. Very, very important point. Suppose they are saying that who unequivocally proved that DNA is genetic material? It is Hershey and Chase. So here, similarly here, who finally gave in the proof that finally, please remember, please focus on this word. Who finally gave the proof that DNA is genetic material? It is Hershey and Chase. So please remember this. So the answer is option 1. Okay. Next one. During DNA replication, Wakazaki fragments are used to elongate. So here some students are getting confused. So now we will go through the actual concept of this. What exactly they are talking about. See here, suppose this is the replication fork. Suppose this is the replication fork. Suppose here this is 3' and 5' and 3' and 5' end. Yes or no? So here whenever the new DNA is synthesized, now this new DNA will be synthesized like this. And this is the replication fork. Here 5' to 3'. New strand synthesis is always from 5' to 3'. So in this way it is moving. And this is called continuous strand. What about the other one? So on the other template what happens? Now here in the fragments it is produced. See here. Don't get confused. Each fragment, how it is getting synthesized? Each fragment synthesis, it is moving away from the replication fork. Yes or no? And this is the first one that is produced. This is the second one that is produced. And this is the third one that is produced. And here in this question, they are not asking about individual Okazaki fragment. What they are asking then? See, here what they are asking, what happens if you are combining like this? If you are combining like this. Please remember here, individual segment is moving away from the replication fork. But when you are combining them, then actually we are moving, or this lagging strand. This is called lagging strand. Yes or no? So the lagging strand is moving towards replication fork by attachment of these Okazaki fragments by DNA ligase. So that's what they are actually asking. So now we will go through the options here. The lagging strand towards replication fork. No. Here during DNA replication fork, Wakazaki fragments are used to elongate. Elongate what? Lagging strand towards replication fork. Yes, this is correct. So here this is useful to elongate the Wakazaki fragments towards the replication fork for the lagging strand. This is correct. Next one. The leading strand away from the replication fork. No. It is not for the leading strand, so simply leave it. The lagging strand away from the replication fork. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay, first one is correct. The leading strand towards replication fork. Anyhow, it is not regarding leading strand, so we can leave this. So between these two, we need to select. So it is towards replication 4. So that's the reason why the answer is option 1. Understood or not? Next one. Which of the following RNAs should be most abundant in animal cell? The most abundant RNA is rRNA, ribosomal RNA. Understood or not? Next one. Spliceosomes are not found in the cells of, very important, spliceosomes are useful for splicing process. So here, whenever the heterogeneous nuclear RNA, hnRNA having both exons and introns is produced, introns should be removed so that exons will attach to each other and produce the mature mRNA. And these processes will occur in eukaryotic cells and they do not occur in prokaryotic cells. So that's why splicing is absent in prokaryotes. So spliceosomes are not found in prokaryotes. So that's why the answer is bacteria. Please remember this. Next one. If there are 999 bases in an RNA that code for a protein with 333 amino acids, and at the base position 901 is deleted such that the length of RNA becomes 998 bases, so how many codons will be altered? So it is simple, very simple concept. So here we will see this one. Okay, suppose this is an mRNA, and in this mRNA total 999 nucleotides are present. Okay, nucleotides are present. Suppose this is the first one, and here suppose this is the 900, and this is the last one, 999. And in the question what they said, so here there is some deletion of 901. 901 is deleted. Now what happens? Before to that, so here total 900 are present. 900 nucleotides are present, and every 3 nucleotides will form one codon. So here it will be 300. So 300 codons are not affected. So before to this they are not affected. So how many here are there here? So remaining are, initially 33 are present, no? So here from here to here 99 nucleotides divided by 3 is equal to 33. So now since we are removing 901, so that base we are removing, so these 33 will be affected. So how many will be affected in total? Only 33 will be affected. So the answer will be 33 only. Understood, na? Next one. DNA replication in bacteria occurs. Please remember, whatever the mitosis, G1, S, G2 phase, M phase we are studying, it is for eukaryotes only. In the case of prokaryotes, those phases are not present. So in the case of bacteria, this DNA replication occurs just before the fission. That means what? As soon as the DNA replication occurs, bacteria will divide. That's it. So that it is forming the new daughter cells. Now in these cells, the cell will try to grow in size and also DNA will start replicating. Understood or not? So in this way this is occurring. So the answer is option 3, that is prior to the fission. Okay, next one. Which of the following is the start codon, direct point? So it is AUG is the start codon. That's it. Next one. A complex of ribosomes attached to a single strand of RNA is known as, see here. Again the question was repeated. It is polyribosome or polysome condition. So the answer is option 3. Next one. Which of the following is required as inducer or inducers? Because here in the option 2 they gave 2, no? So that's why inducer or inducers for the expression of lacoperon. Please see this one. In the NCERT clearly they have given one in text question. Can glucose and galactose act as inducers of lacoperon? No, they cannot act. Yes or no? Who can act as inducers? Lactose can act as inducer, allolactose can act as inducer. But here what are the options they have given? Lactose, lactose and galactose, glucose, galactose. So answer is option 1, lactose only. Yes or no? So here please remember, galactose and glucose cannot act as inducers of lacoperon. So answer is only option 1. Next one. Which of the following is not required for any of the techniques of DNA fingerprinting available at present? The question is very important because there is one previous year NEET question is there. So there what we are saying is polymerase chain reaction or PCR is not part of DNA fingerprinting. Yes or no? So please remember, in the general procedure of DNA fingerprinting, PCR is not a part. See here whenever the sample is very less, since we are not able to proceed for DNA fingerprinting, so in that case we are depending upon the PCR. Unless See, if we are having enough quantity of DNA, then why we will go for PCR again? So that's why PCR is not compulsory and it is not a part of DNA fingerprinting. That's what we are studying. That is one thing. But here the question, you just see here. Which of the following is not required for any of the techniques of DNA fingerprinting available at present? See here regarding restriction enzymes and DNA hybridization, anyhow in the NCERT they have mentioned, no? See, in the NCERT, whatever the procedure they have given, please remember, nowadays we are not using that procedure. Please remember this. So that was the method actually developed by Alec Jeffreys, and the same method we are studying till now. But please remember, nowadays we are not doing all these things. Nowadays whatever the DNA fingerprinting we are doing, and this is actually based on polymerase chain reaction only. Please remember, polymerase chain reaction, and then you just analyze them. That's it. Okay? So you don't need to do this restriction digestion and all those things. So that is the reason why polymerase chain reaction nowadays we are using. So there is an available technique based on polymerase chain reaction. And anyhow, in the whatever the method that was mentioned in NCERT, so in that we use restriction enzymes and DNA hybridization. Probe is hybridized, no, to VNTR. So that is, both of them are DNAs only. DNA hybridization. That also we are using. But zinc finger analysis we are not using. Zinc fingers, these are some proteins which are used to identify some specific regions of DNA. That's it. But this we are not using in any of the available methods of DNA fingerprinting. So the answer is option 4. Next one. Taylor conducted the experiments to prove semi-conservative mode of chromosomal replication on. Direct question. So on which organism Taylor experimented to prove that DNA replication is semi-conservative? So it is Vicia faba. It is also called as a faba beans or fava beans. Yes or no? It is a plant and eukaryote. Please remember these points. Next one. A molecule that can act as genetic material must fulfill the traits given below, except. So what are the characters and what are not required? So this is what. So the genetic material, it should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelian characters. Yes, this is the direct statement from the NCERT. Yes, it should be able to express in the form of Mendelian characters. That means it should have some genes so that it should control the expression of some particular characters. Yes, DNA and RNA, both of them are doing the same thing. Next one. It should be able to generate its replica. Yes, both DNA and RNA can also undergo replication. So both of them are satisfying this. It should be unstable structurally and chemically. This is not correct. So genetic material should be more stable structurally and chemically. That is the reason why when compared with RNA, DNA is more stable. So that is the reason why most of the organisms are having DNA as a genetic material. Yes or no? So that's why option 3 is wrong. So that will be the answer for this question. Anyhow, we will see the fourth one also. It should provide a scope for slow changes that are required for evolution. Yes, DNA is providing slow changes, whereas RNA is providing rapid changes. So that's why DNA is more preferred. So it should allow slow changes. So 1, 3 and 4 statements are correct and third is incorrect. So that's why for this question the answer is option 3. Okay. Next one. So next one. Here, the equivalent structure of structural gene is very, very important point. In the case of operon, many structural genes are presented together, and there we are actually using the term called as cistron. Please remember here, the term that is equivalent to the structural gene is cistron. Then what is the muton means? Muton means it is the unit of mutation. So what is the smallest size of muton? Single base pair or single nucleotide can undergo mutation. So this is the unit of mutation. What is the operon? Just now we have studied, no? Some group of genes or group of structural genes which are controlling a particular metabolic pathway are operated together, and that is called as operon. And what about the recon? RECO and recon means it is the unit of recombination. Very, very important. Recombination means crossing over is occurring, no? There, whatever is the segment that is undergoing crossing over. So that is the unit of recombination, and that is called as recon. Understood, no? So here, for this question, what is the answer? Answer is option 2. Okay, next one. Which of the following rRNAs act as structural RNA as well as ribosome in bacteria? Specifically, they asked in bacteria. Very, very important. See here, within the ribosome, in the larger subunit, whatever is the larger rRNA that is present, that is acting as a ribosome. Yes or no? In the NCERT, clearly they have mentioned under translation process. So in the case of prokaryote like bacteria, 70S ribosome is having the larger subunit, that is 50S. In the 50S subunit, what is the larger ribosomal RNA? 23S rRNA. So 23S rRNA in 70S ribosome and 28S rRNA in 80S type of ribosome, that is having enzymatic activity. So we are calling that as ribosome. And what is the name of that enzymatic activity? Peptidyl transferase activity. Please remember these things, very very important for examination. So in this way, here out of this, so anyhow they have asked for bacteria directly, so they have given the options here. So what will be the answer? 23S rRNA. It is having both structural role and it is also having enzymatic role. Yes or no? So that's why it is an example for ribosome. Very important, please remember this. So answer is this one. Okay, next one. DNA dependent RNA polymerase catalyzes transcription of one strands of the DNA, which is called as, very very important, DNA dependent RNA polymerase. So simply RNA polymerase is transcribing means synthesizing RNA. Please remember, whenever the enzyme is synthesizing, now it will be based on the template only. Please remember here. So here based on the template strand only it is synthesizing, but please remember, whatever is the RNA that is produced, it is complementary to template strand sequence. Please remember, it is not same as template strand sequence, it is complementary to template strand sequence, whereas the RNA sequence is same like non-template or coding or sense strand. Please remember, anyhow in the previous question we have discussed, no? Please remember this. So enzyme will synthesize RNA based on template strand only. This is also very very important one. So with this we have completed the previous year questions from molecular basis of inheritance. In the next lecture we will meet with another important chapter. Okay, thank you so much my dear friends. Thank you.